The time has finally arrived as round one has come to a close as we are ready to start round two here at the old Yadkin Valley Speedway for the Cyrano Buckminster presents Concept Chaos, sponsored by Merch by Meekin.
Nigel Fairgood here once again as we are excited to bring you two groups of concept racing tonight as the fans in the stands are on their feet. They are ready to see more.
Ah, geez, who the heck put that piece of graffiti up?
What do you call graffiti? That's a work of art, buddy. And speaking of work of art, here it comes rolling down the track.
The following announcement has been brought to you by the Cousin Ricky Order.
That's right, Cousin Ricky fans. The Cousin Ricky Order Diecast Racing League Transporter has finally arrived. And we only have with it, the Cousin Ricky Order Grand Sport Corvette. Here to take the Diecast racing world by storm and embarrass any competition Funk throws my way. So who's it gonna be, Funk? I'm just dying to figure out.
The preceding announcement has been brought to you by the Cousin Ricky Order.
Oh, he's in for a big surprise for sure.
Well, I can quite say it has been the biggest topic of discussion here at the old Yadkin Valley Speedway, and everyone's just dying to know who is your driver to face Ricky.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you're just going to have to wait as we have driver introductions to get down to. Starting us off in round one, he did not finish under second place, scoring a total of 18 points in his SN95 Ford Mustang. For Knobby Ridge Racing, it's Victor Fastlane.
Starting second, finishing round one with a total of 15 points in his 2005 Mitsubishi Eclipse for Cash Money Boys, it's Cash Money himself.
And he's going to see a familiar face because starting in the third spot in a 2005 Mitsubishi Eclipse for Farrell Mods, it's Farrell Patrick.
And finally, starting in the fourth position, but not to be underestimated, in their 2005 Chrysler Firepower for Lily's Boneyard, it's Lily the Dog.
The cars are set up on the starting grid as there you see Victor Fastlane sitting in that front inside pole position with Cash Money himself sitting next to him. On the rear row is going to be Farrell Mons on the inside lane with Lily the Dog in the outside lane as these cars are set and ready to go for race one, which is now underway.
Out the starting gate and down the backstretch into turn one, it's tight between Victor and Cash.
Oh, but Cash Money gets a nice run out of the S-turns as he takes the lead in the turn two, and he has just taken off, leaving the other cars behind, as it looks like they are having trouble in turn three as the cars are colliding.
Looks like Cash Money has it to himself as he comes across the line in first.
Oh, but the other three are still collected together as they all come across the line in a bunch. It's hard to tell who came in third place.
Victor Fastlane taking up the track as he comes in second place, but the question is who came in third?
Well, we're about to find out for sure as we check out the Merch by Meekin replay camera, as here you see the cars entering into turn three. They are all collided as Victor Fastlane gets spun around, but he's able to shift it into reverse. He's trying his best to fix it as they go down the super stretch, but the cars are still collided together as they roll down into turn four.
Here we see them coming around the turn four camera as they go down the super stretch. They are still colliding together as Victor Fastlane has taken up the road.
And as they come down to the line, it is no question of who came in second place, as that belongs to Victor Fastlane, but it's too hard to tell from that angle who took third. So we're going to have to change it up and go back to the chase camera, as here you see them going down to the line. It's going to be Lily the Dog just barely beating out Farrell Patrick for that third place spot.
Well, I can say that's one heck of a way to start our first race of round two.
I couldn't agree more, Nigel, as that is one heck of a way to start off round two, as you have Cash Money himself sitting on top of the board with 5 points. Then it's going to be Victor Fastlane with Lily the Dog, and then Farrell Patrick, as we still have 3 races to go, as race 2 is now underway. Down the backstretch they go, heading into turn one. It's Cash Money himself with the lead with Lily the Dog right there behind him. Lily gets a little bit of a run as she goes into turn two. She takes the lead through the chicane. Down into turn three. Does Cash Money have what it takes to take it back down the super stretch? Heading into turn four. They're coming down the final stretch. They touch. Oh, what a close finish down there at the line. line. It's too close to tell who just won that race.
Just when you thought race 1 had an amazing finish, race 2 ups the ante, and we have to go back to the replay to see who won that race.
Absolutely, as we're going to do that right now as we check out the Merch by Meek and replay camera, as here you see them coming out of the S-turns. Lily the dog has a great bit of momentum as she heads down in the turn 2. She clears Cash Money himself, taking a lead as they go down into the chicane.
And as they come out of the chicane, Lily drops down into the lane right in front of Cash Money, blocking him from making any moves as they head down into turn 3.
Oh, but Cash Money's not done yet as he bump drafts Lily the dog down the stupid stretch into the corner of turn 4 as he goes high and she goes low. As you watch him coming out of the turn, they are now drag racing down the final stretch as they come down to the line. It looks like Cash Money himself just barely beats out Lily the dog.
Let's switch up that angle one more time as here you see Cash Money gets along Lily the dog and just barely beats her by mere inches down at the line.
Cash Money steals that win away from Lily the dog, and he puts another 5 points there up on the board, as that gives him a total of 10, with Lily the dog sitting behind him with 7 points. Then you're going to have Victor Fastlane with 6, and Feral Mod sitting down there with 5. As we have 2 races left to go, it's still anybody's game as race 3 is underway.
Out the grid and down the backstretch they go, and Lily the dog is taken off like someone has thrown her squeaky toy.
Feral and Cash are fighting for that second place spot just behind Lily, but looks like Feral Patrick was able to secure second place. Oh, he bounces all over the place. He gets hit in the rear by Cash Money as Lily the dog is pulled away. She's going to come down to the line, and she's going to take first place.
Second place goes to Feral Patrick, then it's going to be Cash Money and Victor Fastlane bringing up the rear.
Lily captures her first win of the night as we check out that track time, but let's check out that Merch by Meek and replay camera as here you see them coming out of the chicane as Feral Patrick hits the inside retaining wall as his car goes bouncing. Cash Money slams right into his rear as they go down in the turn 3. This gives Lily all the opportunity she needs to pull away as you watch her going down in the turn 4 with no problems. She's gonna cruise across the line at first as the battle for second place is over, as it looks like Feral Mods is gonna take that second place spot.
And although Cash Money comes in third place, he retains enough points to hang on to the lead.
Right you are, Nigel, as he sits on the top of the board with 13 points. It's gonna be Lily the dog just behind him, and only a few points just behind them it's gonna be Feral Patrick and Victor Fastlane, who still have a chance to move on. The question is, do they have what it takes to come out on top? The only one way to find out is the final race.
Down the backstretch one final time, it's Feral Patrick leading them down into turn 1 with Lily the dog right there on his tail.
Lily gives him a push in a turn 2 through the chicane. Can she make a move as they head down in turn 3? She tries underneath, but Feral Patrick puts a block on her as they go down the super stretch. Down the final stretch, it's going to be Feral Patrick coming in first, followed by Lily the dog. Then it's going to be Victor Fastlane, and then Cash Money bringing up the rear.
A great display of defensive driving by Feral Patrick as he's able to extend the size of his bumper and secure the win.
Right you are, Nigel, as we check out the Merch by Meek and replay camera, as here you see Lily the dog giving Feral Patrick a bump as they head down into turn 2 through the chicane. She's right there on his tail as they go down into turn 3. She tries her best to get underneath him as they go down in the turn, but here you see Feral Patrick moves down on top of her, blocking her, keeping her from going anywhere as he's able to pull away down the stupid stretch, heading into turn 4, and he's going to come down to the line, able to save that first place spot.
And as that's happening, keep your eyes on Victor Fastlane in that battle for third place as he hits the outside retaining wall, which causes his car to spin around. Cash Money himself strikes into Victor Fastlane, which causes him to lose momentum, as here you see Victor Fastlane is going to come across the line in third and take crucial points away from Cash Money.
And with that being said, let's tally up the points as we see our 2 drivers moving on to the semi-final round with a total of 15 points. It's Cash Money himself, and the winner of this event with 16 points, it's Lily the dog. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back in just a moment.
The following announcement has been brought to you by the Cousin Ricky Order.
That's right, Cousin Ricky fans. You've been asking, and here they are. It's the all-new line of Cousin Ricky t-shirts straight from Merch by Meekin. And to go along with every single t-shirt sale, you also get the brand new CRO Cousin Ricky Order stickers. And speaking of Cousin Ricky Order shirts, they're available in multiple sizes, so be sure to go to merchbymeekin.com and order yours today. Oh, and just like how I've hijacked Funkhouser's channel, I've also hijacked the prices on his merchandise, as all shirts are now on sale for $19.99. So be sure to go to merchbymeekin.com on Facebook or call and order yours today when I still have control.
The preceding announcement has been brought to you by the Cousin Ricky Order.
Atomic.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Funkhouser Diecast Racing League, as we are ready to bring you the second half of this doubleheader event here for round 2 of the Cyrano Buckminster presents Concept Chaos.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't you and Cousin Ricky supposed to resolve your issue during these two groups?
Well, that's an easy question to
Jeez, Baba Joe, where did you come from?
Well, I guess Cousin Ricky was right. You still haven't found his interest. But anyways, he wants to be sure you hold up your end of the bargain and sign these documents before we go racing.
Sign a document? I'm not signing any document.
Hey, that's fine. If you don't want to sign it, Cousin Ricky says he's just not going to race and he'll just go back to hijacking your channel.
Where's a pen?
Wait, Funk, you're seriously not thinking about signing this?
Oh, come on, Nigel. Seriously? This is Cousin Ricky we're talking about.
Yes, that's my point exactly.
Don't worry, I have this in the bag. Besides, we all know Cousin Ricky chokes.
Well, I sure hope you know what you're doing. But at any rate, how about we get down to these driver introductions?
Starting on the pole position today after a dominating performance in round 1, driving his 2005 Mitsubishi Eclipse for Flips Racing, it's Flip. Up next, driving yet another 2005 Mitsubishi Eclipse for Milestone Racing, it's Dusty Miles.
These Eclipses were definitely the pace setters of their groups.
Starting in the third spot in his 1999 Dodge Charger RT for G-Force Racing, it's Giorgio.
That Dodge Charger is definitely a fan favorite.
And finally, starting in the fourth position, driving a 2006 Chevrolet Camaro for MQH Racing, it's Boondock.
Finally, some racing I can get behind. 2 American muscles versus 2 rice spinners.
Laughing up now, Ricky, because your fun is almost over.
That's what you think, Funk, but I guess we'll find out here in just 4 short races. By the way, race 1's now underway.
Be sure not to choke on those aspirations. Anyways, down the backstretch they go. It's Flip with a commanding lead over Dusty Miles and the other drivers as they are down in the turn 2 through the chicane. Can Dusty Miles catch up to Flip as he gets loose heading into turn 3? As Flip pulls further away as he comes down to the line. Flip's going to come across the line at first, followed by Dusty, then it's Giorgio, and then Boondocks bringing up the rear.
Flip once again making a statement in race 1 as he wins in commanding fashion.
That he does as we check out that track time. Let's go back and check out the Merch by Meekin replay camera, as here you see the cars exiting the chicane. As keep your eyes on Dusty Miles, he makes some ground, but he hits the inside retaining wall, which causes his car to get loose. This just gives Flip all the time he needs to just hit his marks perfectly as he goes down the super stretch, extending his lead, heading down in the turn 4. It's now a battle for second place behind him, but it looks like Dusty Miles has it under control as you watch him come out of turn 4. Giorgio hits the outside retaining wall, and Boondocks also hits it, but they're all able to save it before coming across the line.
And after that performance in the first lap, the question is Flip going to set the pace, or will the other drivers be able to show him up?
He definitely has the fast car, but he'll be on the rear row for the next 2 races. The question is, can the other drivers take advantage of that? We'll find out as race 2 is now underway.
Off the starting grid and down the backstretch they go. It's Dusty Miles leading them into turn 1.
He leads Flip by a car length, but here comes Flip right up onto his rear bumper into turn 2. He gives him a shove through the chicane as they head down the turn 3. Flip is loose as here comes Dusty Miles down in the turn 4 as he's going to come across the line at first, followed by Flip in second. Then it's going to be Boondocks in third and Giorgio coming in 4.
Those 2 Evo Power Eclipses are definitely setting the pace of this race.
That they are, as those 2 American muscles are trying their best to keep up. Well, let's check out that Merch by Meekin replay camera as here you see Flip giving Dusty a huge bump into turn 2, and as you watch him go out here through the chicane, Flip gets a little bit loose as they go down into turn 3 and losing momentum, as here you see Dusty now has all the open track ahead of him. He's going to extend that lead down the super stretch heading into turn 4.
Flip, of course, is not too far behind him, but I think he may power it just a little bit too hard, because as you watch him come here out of turn 4, his car gets loose once again as he hits the inside retaining wall, bouncing all over the track.
Meanwhile, those 2 American muscles are just trying their best to keep up, as there you see Giorgio getting a little loose, but he's able to correct it before he comes across the line.
And with these 2 races down, we now have a tie for not only the first place position, but also the second place position, as these drivers have basically mirrored each other's performances.
Right you are, Nigel, and now we have the 2 American muscle cars sitting in front of those fast Evos. Let's see what happens with race 3. Down the backstretch they go, and they are very tight-packed, heading into turn 1 with Boondocks with the slight advantage over Giorgio. But here comes Giorgio with a head of steam with Flip giving him a huge push.
Flip once again getting loose coming out of turn 3 as he is trying his best to make a move.
Oh, trouble! The cars are all over the track as Giorgio gets turned around. As they come down to the line, it's going to be Flip taking first place once again.
What an amazing maneuver by Flip, able to make a pass over Giorgio, getting loose down the super stretch. We're definitely going to have to watch that again.
Oh, there's no questioning that call, so let's check out the Merch by Meekin replay camera as here you see see Flip right on Giorgio's bumper as he comes out of the chicane. He puts a blocking maneuver on Boondocks, who tried to go underneath him, but keep your eyes on Giorgio as he comes out of turn 3. His car hits the outside retaining wall. He gets completely loose, and he gets spun around. Here comes Flip making a move up high as they go down in the turn 4. Now is a drag race down the final stretch, but he puts Giorgio into the wall as Flip's going to come across the line in third.
And how about Giorgio still being able to hang on to that second place spot?
Absolutely, as every point matters in this event, as there you see Flip sitting on top of the board with 14 points. Then it's going to be Dusty Miles with 12, Giorgio with 9, and Boondocks with 7. The question is, who's going to be moving on to the semifinal round? We'll find out here in just a second as race 4 is now underway.
Out the grid one final time as they head down in the turn 4, and it looks like Flip's going to have the lead. Giorgio is trying his best to keep up, but there go those two Evos taking off down in the turn 2.
Oh, huge trouble! Flip is into the tire barrier as Dusty gets loose heading down into turn 3. The cars are piled up in turn 3 as Dusty and Giorgio have broken loose.
Dusty is having a hard time keeping his car going as Giorgio is approaching
Here they
fast.
come, down to the line. It's going to be close. Oh, what another close finish down at the line.
What an exciting finish to a final chaotic race for Group 2.
You said it, Nigel, as that was just pure chaos as we check out that track time. But let's go back and check out the Merch by Meek and replay camera, as here you see Flip with a head of steam coming out of turn 2 into the chicane, but it's too much speed as his car just gets rolled over as he gets slammed. One more time, watching him enter the chicane, he just rolls right into it just a little too hard as his back end gets out from underneath him. He rolls around and then Dusty Miles throws him into the tire pit. Now Dusty Miles has to try to get past Flip as he's able to clear him, but he gets loose coming out of it as he heads down in the turn 3, losing all of his momentum. And here you see the other cars clamoring up behind him.
Flip on his roof comes to a stop and Boondocks gets stuck behind him, but Giorgio is able to break free. Meanwhile, Dusty Miles is trying his best to regain control of his car, but he's still having issues.
And while he's having trouble, here comes Giorgio accelerating down in the turn 4, as there you see Dusty Miles still having trouble trying to get his car going as he hits the outside retaining wall. Here comes Giorgio with a head of steam down to the final stretch. Here he comes down to the line, they touch, but it looks like Dusty Miles just barely beats out Giorgio as they come across the line.
Now the question is, how does this shake up the point standings?
Well, we're about to find out as the points have been tallied up, and your first driver moving on to the semi-final round with a total of 14 points, it's Flip. And then your winner of this event moving on to the semi-final round with a total of 17 points, it's Dusty Miles. Well, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for our first 2 groups as we found out who our first 4 drivers moving on to the semi-final round is. And we're getting ready to move on to the point that you've all been waiting for. But before we get to that point, we want to thank you all for being a part of this event. And if you love the content you've seen, please remember to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and don't forget to share as we bring you more exciting racing action here from the old Yadkin Valley Speedway. And before we end the official events here and move on to the challenge put down by Cousin Ricky, we want to give a big shout out and thank you to all the members of the Funkhouser fan club. Once again, y'all, we can't thank you enough for the contributions you give to the channel as it helps us grow and give you better content. So as always, thank you. Now it's time, race fans, for the moment you've all been waiting for, as we are down for the driver introductions for the showdown between the Funkhouser Diecast Racing League and the Cousin Ricky Order. Up first, he has proved his worth here at the old Yadkin Valley Speedway and moving on to other tracks. Driving a 2013 Chevy Camaro for Funkhouser Diecast Racing League, it's Max Lightning.
Representing the Cousin Ricky Order, driving a 1963 Chevy Corvette Grand Sport, and known as the best driver in the world, Cousin Ricky.
Greatest driver in the world. Oh, please. And who said he gets his own introduction?
It's part of the contract.
Yeah, Baba Joe, you have got to stop sneaking up on me. And what do you mean, contract?
You know, Cousin Ricky's contract, the one you signed earlier.
Wait, you what?
See, I told you that was a bad idea.
Hey, you guys are missing the race. It's underway.
Oh, down the backstretch they go. It's Max Lightning with the lead, heading down in the turn 1 as Cousin Ricky is trailing behind.
That's a kissing. Here goes Cousin Ricky.
Cousin Ricky makes a pass to the chicane, but he gets loose.
And Max Lightning makes a huge move underneath Cousin Ricky. That's what I'm talking about, Max. Bring home this first race for the Funkhouser Diecast Racing League.
Max Lightning strikes first in race 1. As we go back and watch that replay, here you see Cousin Ricky with a great move down in a turn 1 as he makes a clean pass heading into the chicane.
But here's where it gets good as cue the choke for Cousin Ricky as he starts to lose control as here comes Max Lightning making a move right underneath him as he goes down into turn 3.
How you gonna call that a choke? Somebody definitely had something slick on the track.
Oh, I'm sure, Ricky. What an excuse. Oh, by the way, one more loss and you're done.
Well, then I guess I better quit sandbagging and just put the pedal to the metal.
Sandbagging my foot. Hey, Max, show Cousin Ricky what you've got and let's put it into the Cousin Ricky Order.
Race 2 is underway, and as they go out the gate, it's Cousin Ricky with a nice lead over Max Lightning, as Max is having a hard time trying to catch up.
Come on, Max, get in there.
Cousin Ricky wasn't joking as he is flying.
He certainly hasn't made any mistakes, as Max Lightning is getting smaller in his rearview mirror.
Race 2 goes to the Cousin Ricky order.
Aw, dang it.
Uh-oh, looks like Cousin Ricky is about to take it off.
Don't get too cocky yet, Ricky. You still have one race left to go, and Max has the inside lane advantage.
Speaking of the inside lane, who's this guy crowding up the track behind Max?
Wait, what? Why are one of my security cars behind Max?
This is Charlie 155 in position as ordered, ready to intercept Cousin Ricky.
Wait, do what? Who put them out there?
Oh, come on, Funk. You really put your security team out there for this race?
No, of course not. Somebody stop the race.
Well, it's too late for that, as they are underway and down the backstretch, as Max Lightning has a commanding lead heading down into turn 1.
2 against 1, but that ain't gonna help you. Bye-bye, Max.
I don't think Cousin Ricky knows what's up ahead.
Max, put on your brakes. Put them on now.
Let's go! Woo!
Charlie 157 to base commander. We have Cousin Ricky in custody. However, he is in critical condition and will be heading to the local hospital.
Atomic.